Namaste Nepal, the ever-charming Nepal, nestling beneath the soaring high Himalayas and sloping to the southern plains. Nepal, the enchanting country spread over 147,181 square kilometers with a lush green landscape, charms every soul who hears the name. Her climate, culture, customs and festivals offer everyone a jnano, warm namaste. Welcome. Welcome to the 29 million strong, multi-ethnic and pluri-religious land with its own linguistic and ideological differences spread over 77 districts organized into 7 provinces. Welcome to the land of peace and tolerance, preached by Gautam Buddha, its most renowned son. In 1992, at the behest of Reverend Father Juan Vecchi, a lone Salesian father, George Alukalam, came to Dharan, a town to the east of Nepal, and began the first Salesian presence in the country. Today, there are 19 Salesians drawn from different Indian provinces, working in 9 presences, which form 4 canonically erected communities. About 70 Salesians have rendered their services in Nepal in the past 30 years. The Salesians focused on 3 areas of intervention: spiritual nourishment for the Catholics, education for the poor children, and socio-economic development of the people in general. Today there are 3 parishes, each with several substations, 8 centers engaged in neighborhood apostolate, 2 apostolic schools meant to promote vocations, 5 schools, 2 technical institutes, 5 hostels, boardings, 2 healthcare centers, an agricultural and farming center to be realized at Lauki, training in organic farming at DB Techo. Efforts are made for the speedy development of the Nepal mission by the province of Kolkata, INC, in collaboration with the province of Bangalore. The church is a missionary by her very nature. The missions in the southeastern part of Nepal bordering India, like Dharan and Sirsia, were started primarily to care for the Catholic communities that migrated from India. They were few. They worked like leaven in their neighborhood. Slowly they grew, and the Lord added to their number. Today there are vibrant parish communities in Dharan, Sirsia and Lubu. The spirit prevailing in these communities is quite edifying, and the Salesians are generally appreciated for their holistic approach to the missions. The more serious concern is the lack of missionaries, with a predilection for the young who are prepared enough to face hardships on their behalf. Having realized that education is the passport to a brighter future, with economic success and upward social mobility, Nepal of late has been making substantial investments in this sector. However, much more needs to be done. The Salesians are also convinced that education was a key to any substantial social transformation. The first Salesian educational institution was the Nepali Medium School, with 20 students on the roll. which started at Lubu on 16th June 2002. Following the earnest request of the locals, on 15th May 2003, an English medium section was also started. Today, this school, with classes from 1 to 12, has a strength of 1,657. The Solutions run schools in Sirsia for children of the lesser privileged, financially backward, landless laborers and daily wage earners. The schools at Chakragatti and Barol, started in 2013, were taken up at the bishop's request when their founders, the Marianists, were constrained to leave. Today, the English medium schools at Barol and Chakragatti have more than 1,660 students, 790 plus at Barol and 870 plus at Chakragatti. In Biratnagar, the Solutions run a school from nursery to grade 5 to impart inclusive and quality education to the local children. In all these institutions, the Solutions strive to impart quality education to all without any form of discrimination and follow their trademark preventive system of education based on reason, religion, and loving kindness.
The school aims at giving an all-round development to the child. As I mentioned, the most important thing is to create a child-friendly atmosphere in the school, and that is what we are working towards. And it is in this child-friendly atmosphere that we would like our children to grow emotionally, physically, and also intellectually. And ultimately, we would like to prepare them to face the challenges of the world. This is our direction that we are moving towards.
The education system thus provided goes a long way in combating poverty and exploitation, which hold the poor captive. Scholarships and sponsorship programs help the poorer students to continue with their studies and to reduce, to the extent possible, their tendency to go back to work in the fields, along with their daily wage-earning families. Learning is made attractive and exciting at Don Bosco. The campus is child-friendly, with clean and well-furnished classrooms, libraries, computer rooms, and vast playing areas. The curriculum employs activity-based teaching-learning methods in the class, putting children at the center of learning, engaging them in the process, and aiming to create and develop a learning environment in which the child is motivated. Keeping in mind that education is an essential component of social cohesion, every student at Don Bosco is given fair treatment and equal opportunities. Regular classes, additional coaching and tutorials, remedial support for the weaker students, lesson drills and frequent class tests and assessments help the school to achieve its educational goals.
In order to conserve our environment, school came up with this beautiful idea of one class, one plant program, and that was well executed under the leadership of the class teachers as well as school captains on the day of the World Environment on 5th June.
Children in remote areas of Nepal find it hard to go to school. Poverty also equally bars them from getting an education. The Solutions run boarding schools to support the poor and the remotely located children. Boarding for children are operational in Sirsia, Techo, Lubu, Chakragati and Biratnagar. It is a regular practice with the Salesians to put the school campuses, with all their infrastructure facilities, at the service of the children of the neighborhood for evening coaching classes. This makes the campuses full of children coming in for tuition and study. A group of volunteer teachers also provide the required tuition services. The future of Nepal is being shaped in our schools. However, unfortunately, a significant number of students in Nepal drop out of school, and only a low percentage make the cut in the qualifying examinations. Many of these school dropouts leave the country searching for jobs, but with little formal education or skill training, they fall easy prey to exploitation. To address this situation, the Don Bosco Society has set up the Institute of Technical and Vocational Training at Techo and Biratnagar to provide the youth with the appropriate, locally relevant and age-appropriate skills. The once modest computer center at Techo has now grown into a full-fledged institute housed in a spacious building equipped with modern facilities. At present, the institute offers more than 16 technical and other disciplines. All these courses are approved by the Council for Technical Education and Vocational Training, CTE-VT. So far, nearly 2,850 students have benefited from this institution. The institute can now boast of a new addition, the Snyder Electrical Lab, the only one of its kind in Nepal, made possible by Snyder Electrical Company, France. Realizing the importance of empowering women, Don Bosco has succeeded in making women of Nepal one of the primary beneficiaries of its skilling programs. As a result, women who once lived in poverty, social exclusion, and marginalization have now become self-confident, financially non-dependent, and play leadership roles in society. On April 25, 2015, an earthquake measuring 2.8 on the Richter scale struck Nepal. Don Bosco reached out to the affected people with appropriate relief measures, including food materials for 36,900 families, medical assistance for families of 45 villages, roofing, shelter for 166 schools, 2 drinking water projects for 350 households, 22 temporary learning centers, reconstructed 10 schools, permanent structures.
After the twin earthquakes of 2015, we moved fast into action for the reconstruction of these 10 government schools in the 4 districts. With the workforce that we had, we were able to complete the reconstruction of the schools within 18 months, and we handed over to the government. And the government was very happy, and they were asking us if we could do more. We were actually supposed to have proceeded to the school which is the nearest, which is 30 kilometers away. But then today, due to the landslides that have occurred in a few spots, we are unable to cross those areas, and so we are limiting our travel journey to that school up to here.
Relief food materials to 22 villages, medical assistance to 45 villages, roofing, shelter to 10 villages, 20 new houses. 20 permanent schools have been handed over to the government's education department. Don Bosco also supported the new schools with children's uniforms, furniture, computer, solar power and drinking water facilities.
In 2017, when the flood hit the eastern region of Nepal, we reached out to 44 villages with relief, medicine and shelter materials.
The efficient interventions in the rebuilding of communities in the times of crisis, like an earthquake, 2015, and floods, 2017, as well as the temporary housing and sanitation facilities provided for the Rohingya refugees from Myanmar, have won the admiration and appreciation of both the general public and government authorities.
During the COVID onslaught, we reached out to 4,000 families which are close to all our centers and helped them with provisions and medicine. We also helped 3 COVID care centers of 3 municipalities.
The social awareness programs include creating awareness and providing information about superstitious practices, social evils, and various need-based interventions. The community participation approach has helped to evolve a development strategy which does not require the direct interventions of the solutions and has favored the emergence of local leaders and systems. They manage the microfinancing activities, small income generating projects and other social interventions under the direction of the solutions. By the end of 2022, a new hospice hostel would be inaugurated at Sirisia to serve as a health center. In Lauki, the solutions initiated community farming by bringing together a group of small and marginal farmers and landless poor to cultivate jute, rice, wheat, etc. and share the profits.
Presently, we have nearly 15 acres of land under a solution congregation here, and we are having a cooperative farming system in which we involve 12 families to cultivate the whole land, and then the profit is divided on an equal basis, 50-50.
The Nepal mission of the solutions is relatively young, but has seen phenomenal growth. It is a testimony to the inspirational projects and committed hard work of the solutions, who have given their best for the material and spiritual welfare of the people.
Greatest need of the people of this area a school, and so within a matter of 2-3 years after studying all the possibilities, we hope to establish a school here.
We need missionaries with strong will and vision to withstand the challenges and envision the future, like Don Bosco.
सबै भन्न थाले उसैको सपना 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 मेरी हुन् सपना मैले नै राखिदिए उसको नाम सपना उसको नाम सपना.
A missionary who draws his strength, joy and optimism from the union with God.
It could have been nice if fathers from different provinces come and work here, so that the mission also improves. We can work a lot of good for the children, the people, those who are here.
A missionary who stays with the sheep through thick and thin, who smells the smell of the sheep. God still needs faithful missionaries to reach the unreached and continue the once started missions. Missionaries who are compassionate, brave, free from fear and girded by truth and justice. Those who truly reflect His own all-embracing, compassionate heart. Yet they too are formed from the dust of the earth. They carry these treasures in earthen vessels. They too walk on feet of clay. They too need to be sustained by prayers so that they can remain committed, generous, and genuine witnesses of His love. Would you like to be a missionary? Do you have the desire to open your heart to the less privileged in Nepal?
We are grateful to all our donors and benefactors who helped us in all these endeavors. We thank all the Salesian fathers and brothers who contributed their share in the progress of the mission in Nepal. All these ad majorem Dei gloriam.
Would you like to be part of the great missionary tradition of the congregation? Would you like to be loved in the heart of the church? The choice is yours. The time is now. Be a Salesian missionary in Nepal.